Hi guys, welcome back to the UK and Ireland tour. My name is Chris, aka Big Will, and today we have a double leg tie against Lech Poznan to reach the Conference League group stage. Before we get into it, I've been suffering for the last week or so. I've got a bit of a cough, so if I cough a little bit too much during this episode, I sincerely apologise. Um, but today is probably the best I've felt for a little bit of time. I am still recording a couple of weeks in advance. For those that um, watched one of the previous videos, even though I am in advance. My new job is going very well, and I am having to make some tough decisions regarding what I'm going to do with the channel as well. Nothing's set in concrete at the minute, but I will update as we go. So, as things stand, we're going to be carrying on, and Lech Poznan is the target. It's going to be a tough tie, this one. And since you were last with us, we've only had the one game against Ross County. We won by 3 goals to 0, and we look very comfortable in that one. We're sat second in the league after our 2 league games, 2 wins thanks to late goals, and hopefully we can make the group stage of the Conference League. And going into the games, we're not looking too bad. It's just a case of hoping we can take our good start to the season and continue it. There is going to be an element of rotation. I do want Morrison in that anchor role. It's a bit of a tough one, really, with the squad recently. We've got 2 left backs that are injured at the moment. We are trying to bring a couple of players in on loan just to fill the void a little bit, but it is going to be difficult to get them through the door, and it is going to cost us a little bit of money as well. But I am hopeful that we can get the deals over the line, and hopefully in the second half of the episode, we will be able to introduce them to you, albeit they won't be able to play in the second leg because obviously they're not registered in the squad. So again, going into this game, not too sure what to expect. There's 2 players that I recognise in the starting 11 for Lech Poznan in the likes of Morawski and Gumny. Other than that, not really players I'm aware of. Alexander Buxer's there on the bench as well. Again, a player that I do recognise vaguely. Um, it's going to be a case of going out there and seeing what we can do. And if we can get a result here in this away leg, it will stand us in good stead as we go into the home leg as well. And I think getting into the group stage is a really lofty target. Hearts, incidentally, are in this stage as well. They've taken the lead in their game as Vasquez gets in, and that's a fantastic start from our point of view. Just over 5 minutes gone, Vasquez firing it into the bottom corner, and Prusniewski couldn't keep it out. I think he may have got a touch to it as it went through. Johnston having to debutise at left back, of course, because of our 2 injuries. Vasquez, yeah, the keeper got a slight touch on it, but the power of the strike took it past him, and that's a fantastic start for us in this away leg. Hearts lead against Saint Etienne. I mean, what a result that would be for them. Lucero swinging it in. Diop is there with a header, and realistically, he should be hitting the target there, but it could be that the height of the crossing was just a little bit too much for him. Lucero again swinging it in, this time to the far post, headed clear. Palach looking to chase it down for Lech Poznan, but Johan doing well with his pace to get onto it. Welsh here into Gunn. Just holding on to it and finding Welsh again. We're just holding on to possession here, trying to control the pace of the match, which I think is certainly good from our point of view. And Vasquez is there again, and it's a lovely delivery into the penalty area from Johnston. And Vasquez with a brace here in the opening quarter of an hour. And I'll be honest, I thought this was going to be a much tougher tie than it's proven so far, but this has certainly given us a great opportunity from this first leg. Johnson just laying it down on a plate, and again, it took a deflection there. Vasquez with the strike came off the heel of the defender, which wrong-footed the goalkeeper. So a little bit of luck on the second goal. The first goal, I think, it was just a really good finish, which is why the keeper, yes, he got a touch but couldn't keep it out. But that second one, very much fortuitous, and a 2 goal advantage here in the first half. Lech Poznan, incidentally, not actually challenging our goal so far in this first half. So we're looking very, very good here. It's just a case of maintaining and seeing if we can convert another opportunity. 2 goal advantage, I always feel it's a dangerous position to be in because we're looking good, but at the same time you can get a little bit complacent. 2 goals is a tough lead to come, is a tough uh, deficit to come back from. But if you get one, then all the pressure is on. I think a third goal is certainly something we need here. Brad Gunn into Diop. Plays it forward back into Gunn again. Lays it to this right hand side. Lucero's in loads of space and he's found Paddy Lane and it's a good save from the keeper. He managed to tip it onto the post. An element of luck to it may be, but it's still a very good piece of goalkeeping. And Diamande knocking it back there to Diop. Diamande is struggling a little bit fitness-wise, so we are just going to pause there. We are going to struggle a little bit at the start of the season fitness-wise as well with a number of players, but we have got good depth in the squad. It's just the issues at left back at the moment. Morrison and Diop, incidentally, are on yellow cards, and I'm debating taking them off. I don't really want to risk too much. I think we'll get Rawdon on for Diop. He's had a good game, but with that yellow card, we don't want to risk anything. And I think we'll probably move Levitt into that anchor role in midfield, and we'll bring on Nathan Summers in central midfield. Is he better as a playmaker? Yes, he is. So we'll do it that way. And hopefully in this last half an hour, we can see the game out. Diop and Diamande, incidentally, not having the best of performances, but they were certainly solid enough. And Paddy Lane here with a free kick, whips it in toward that far post. And Tomasz did well, keeping an eye on that one, as Welsh was lurking at that back post. Vasquez picks it up, though, and finding Lechero. And now Paddy Lane didn't get caught up again. And what a goal! What a strike that is from Paddy Lane, swinging his left foot at it, in off the underside of the crossbar, and that is the third goal that we were certainly looking for. What a lovely finish. I mean, he took the free kick and no one picked him up afterwards, but what a finish that is. Off the underside of the bar, it nearly came out, but clipped the inside of the post as well. And that is arguably going to be one of our goals of the season, I'd say. Very early contender, that is for sure. But 3-0 here in this first leg. And what a performance. I'm very, very impressed. Because, like I say, I thought it was going to be a much tougher game. I mean, they've had 4 attempts at goal throughout the game, 4 shots on target, as have we. We've just managed to take our chances. Lucero here into Welsh. Just lays it back to the goalkeeper, Phillips. Don't want him to do anything stupid, given the position he found himself in, as Rawdon launches it forward. Johan did well to get the header, but he didn't really have the support. And Buxer tries to get there, but Rawdon sorting it out and finding Phillips. And now Welsh into Summers. Does well to keep hold of it and finds Paddy Lane. And Lechero now just trying to work it down this right-hand side. And Paddy Lane again picking it up. Lays it inside to Levitt and Gunn and now Vasquez. Good spell of passing from us here. And Eli Yuan, he almost got there. But Johnston, oh my word, it was an open goal. I mean, it's a dreadful effort, isn't it? But, I mean, he is a defender. So we can't expect too much. But that is a fantastic win in this first leg. Very, very pleased with the performance. And we weren't favourites on the night, but I think we're starting to turn a few heads. The performances are picking up, and obviously, as a manager within this save, we've got a very good record overall in our history. I mean, obviously, the undefeated season with Crusaders. Excuse me, sorry. The undefeated season with Crusaders certainly helped. And our reputation precedes it. So I'm going to continue with this coughing fit. So bear with me. And we'll come back for the second leg. And obviously, I'll let you know if we have any new signs. We've got a game against Kilmarnock in between. Let's hope we can continue this fantastic start to the season. Okay then, guys, here we go. It is second leg time. I'm hopefully over that little coughing fit that I've just had. We've played Kilmarnock and won by 2-0. It was a very convincing win. Goals from Vasquez and Dunn securing the 3 points, which allows us now to sit happily at the top of the league at this early stage of the season. We have completed those 2 loan deals, so we'll just go into that now and then I can show you exactly what we've got in for. It has cost us a little bit of money. There are optional future fees for both of them, but it is totaling around £5 million for the 2 players, and I highly doubt we will be able to sign them permanently. So the first one that we brought in has come from FC Metz in France. Lohan Doucet has come in. He's a Burkina Faso international with the 1 goal in 44 caps. He's a defensive midfield player. We did need a little bit of extra cover in there. And his attributes don't really scream out anything. but he's of reasonable enough quality, and I think, to be honest, he will certainly fill a space in the squad. He's going to come in as our second choice, but he's very much going to be an option to take over that first team spot for us. And his attributes are all very well balanced. Hopefully, he can come in and settle into the side quite quickly. And the other player we've brought in is Adam Asnu, a Spanish former under 21 international left back. Because of the injuries to Messam and Hackling, one of them is a long-term injury. I can't remember which one it is. So we brought Asnu in to fill that void, and he will come in potentially as our starting left back. He's a very good quality player. Defensive attributes not necessarily the best. Crossing ability again not the best, but he's a very determined character, an exciting type player, plenty of flair, and he's got a good amount of pace to him as well. Really excited to get him in from Inter Milan on that season-long loan. His future fee was again, it's optional, £3.4 million. And Lohan do say his future fee was £2.6 million. So it's actually a total of 6 million that we'd have to spend if we wanted to bring them in permanently. But I think they're very good, solid signings. Yes, they're unregistered, of course, for the second leg here, but it certainly gives us extra options when it comes to European qualification. Um, But again, the other thing is our squad is full. So with players coming in on loan, we don't necessarily have to make those replacements either. Hickling is injured for up to 3 months. So Asnu will probably come into the European squad for Hickling. Messam is nearly back to full fitness. And in terms of defensive midfield, Duce can come into that squad. Um, but again, we've got a tough decision to make in terms of who we'd potentially leave out as well. Aguado is a player that we're looking at loaning out at the moment. He wants first team football. No one's coming for him yet. And it has proven to be a bit of a tough one to sort out. But hopefully that will be a deal that we can also get over the line. So going into this game, it's reasonably full strength squad. Um, Lucero and Johnson starting as the wing backs again. Rawdon and Welsh at centre back with Phillips in goal. Summers, Gunn and Fletcher at the midfield three with Yuan, and Labe out wide with Vasquez again holding the fort for us up front. Lewis Mullen on loan, obviously he came back on loan from Manchester City, as you know. He's not really kicked into gear, and Vasquez is very much our standout striker. Um, I think, to be honest, if I had my way, um, Lewis Mullen could be a player that we just allowed to go back to Manchester City, but I don't think it's a loan deal that can be terminated because it was part of a transfer negotiation that we did last season. So going into this home leg, we know what we have to do. We're on a record-winning run for the football club. If we win today, it would set the new record. We've equalled the previous. But I'm not too concerned. Even if we lose this game, as long as we don't lose by 3 goals, I think we'll certainly be looking at a group stage match next up. And Vasquez here just holding on to possession. He receives possession back from Summers and now Johnston down this left-hand side. Unfortunately, with him being right-footed, it is a bit of an awkward one for him, but he does come down this side anyway, cuts back on his right foot and lays it back into Nathan Summers. And the youngster, to be fair, I'm quite impressed with him. He's really settled into the side, and he's certainly a player I do want to build this team around in the future. And Yuan there with a good strike, and Prishniewski making the save, and it's out for a corner. And Fletcher looking to swing this in to the far post. Toward Welsh, they had about 3 or 4 players on him, and it was easily cleared. Here's Vasquez swinging it in again, and Gunn was free in the area, and he couldn't really control the effort. And it was very easy for the goalkeeper to claim. But 20 minutes gone, and we're doing what's necessary. We're very much the better side, incidentally, so far. And again, we don't have to go all out to try and win this game. We've done the damage in the first leg away from home, and being at home, I think, is certainly going to be a crutch in this match now. Um, we can just hopefully control the game and see the tie out ready for the group stage. Here's Prusniewski launching it forward for Poznan. Karlstrom doing well against Rodden, but couldn't quite win the header. And Juan just picking it up and laying it back into Rodden again. And he launches it forward, but he didn't really track Juan at all there. And Biniek loses out well to Johnston. Good tackle from the standing left back, and now Welsh into Lechero. And again, we're just controlling possession. We're doing very, very well at the moment. And the squad does certainly seem settled, but I think those loan signings will certainly give us those extra options, and it's just going to bolster the squad that little bit more. But obviously, we do have decisions to make for that European squad as well. And that's a good ball over the top. And Velda is in. And that's a very good finish, incidentally, from Christopher Velda. There's a hint of offside, but I don't think there is any offside about it. I think it's a very good goal. And it should be absolutely fine. And it is. And just before half time, a little bit of an awkward one, really. We do concede there. Bit of an awkward time in the game. I mean, I'm pleased with how we're playing, but we've just not managed to take an opportunity so far today. So, again, just got to be a little bit careful. The advantage is 2 goals. They've had the one attempt on target, which has gone in. Leib here with a delivery toward that far post, and that's a good opportunity. Stephen Welsh should be hitting the target from there, but it remains 1-0 to Poznan. And again, in terms of statistics, we are dominating proceedings. Possession-wise, 65% to 35 in our favour. In terms of shots, we've had 16 attempts to their 4, 6 shots on target to their 1, but they have done the damage and converted it. And again, an attempt from the set piece going just over the crossbar. But with 20 minutes to go, we're looking very, very comfortable here. And we look like we could head through. Saint Etienne are 2-1 up in their second leg against Hearts. I don't know what full time was in the first leg, but we are looking like we could just finish the job off here with 10 minutes to go. Here's Leib into Fletcher. It's a good effort and it's a good save again from Prusniewski. We're just going to pause there momentarily. There's 1 or 2 players just struggling again fitness-wise. Leib can come off for Dean Martin. We'll give him an opportunity. Vazquez can come off as well for Aguado. We'll give him a chance up front as well. Johnson struggling a little bit fitness-wise. Luke Messam just coming back into fitness, so I'll give him 10 minutes or so at left back. And Liam Morrison can come on for Nathan Summers as well. He's had a good game, to be fair, Nathan Summers. Match rating-wise, 1 or 2 players have been a little bit lack today. But again, with the damage that we did in the first leg, it's not been too bad. And we'll save 1 substitution just in case it's required. But we should just be able to see the tie out now. Yuan struggling now as well. So we'll get Paddy Lane on as the last change. And I mean, if we could grab an equaliser, I think it'd be quite a nice way to finish the match, to be honest. We've been very much the dominant force in this tie. And Lech Poznan will feel quite happy that they've managed to get the win, albeit as things stand, they are going out anyway. Here's Karlstrom launching it forward. Lucero needs to win the header, and he does do very, very well. Brad Gunn into Morrison, back to Welsh. Now Lucero again coming down this right-hand side, plays it forward to Dean Martin, who's in. And Dean Martin, that's a great save. Again from Prusniewski, going off the inside of the keeper's leg and just trickling wide. We've been very unlucky, I think, today in front of goal, but it doesn't matter because, like I say, overall in the tie, again, we have done the damage. And Welsh there with the effort again, putting it wide. 23 attempts at goal we've had now, 8 shots on target. We failed to convert any of them. And yes, we've lost on the night, but we are through 3-1 on aggregate. And we can take pride from the overall result, but I think based on overall performance, again, I can't fault the team. But again, in terms of chance conversion, we need to be doing a little bit more. And we've won the 4th qualifying round, and I think that should be that. We should be in the group stage now, and we are. So we've received £2.5 million, which is fantastic, straight into the bank balance. And our games in the group stage see us face off against some pretty good sides. Linfield in Northern Ireland is one of them. Steaua Bucharest from Romania, Punuk from Armenia, Trabzonspor from Turkey, Ludogorets from Bulgaria, and Real Hispalis, which I believe is Real Betis, from Spain. So I'm looking at them fixtures, really. Linfield is very winnable, as is Punuk. I think Steaua Bucharest and Ludogorets are winnable games. Trabzonspor and Hispalis could be quite difficult. I mean, Ludogorets will be a difficult game as well. We are away from home in that one. But in our, I think Linfield away is very winnable. Like I say, Bucharest and Punuk at home, I think are good draws for us. Punuk should be a good game for us anyway. But being away against Ludogorets and Real Betis are going to be tough matches. I think we've got an opportunity to qualify for the knockout stage. In terms of general fixtures, we'll probably get a few out of the way. We open up our Europa League group stage against Linfield. So I think we'll certainly have to get some games out of the way. We've come back very, very quickly for the previous couple of episodes, haven't we? And not really seen too much progression over the campaign because of all these qualifiers. But Europe is something that I particularly want to focus on. I mean, it's exciting for the football club. Where the league's concerned, obviously, there's always big games in the league, but Europe is going to be the one to focus on. So I'm looking at probably Linfield away and Hearts at home there. We'll get 4 league games out of the way. Following that, probably Steaua Bucharest and Livingston. And then following that, we'll probably skip Punic and come back for Trabzonspor and Rangers. So that's kind of the area that we're looking at the moment. And obviously a big set of games there, which could determine whether we go through or not. But we'll probably miss Ludogorets and then do Real Betis and Celtic in that stage. There's a lot of games there in December, isn't there? What's that, 9 matches? That's a heck of a running that we've got there. And then obviously for the second half of the season, there's not too many matches that need to be played before the league split. So hopefully we can put ourselves in a good position in the league in the meantime. If we can keep up the form that we're in, that would be fantastic. And then we will be back for our Europa League opener in the group stage against Linfield and follow it up with that league game against Hearts. So until next time, guys, thank you very much for your support. Please like and subscribe to the channel. It is all greatly appreciated. I will see you all next time. This is Big Will, signing away.